Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Sagittarius November 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is, as far as November goes, the Sun will be in Scorpio from the 1st until the 22nd. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Sagittarius, this could be a time where there's a lot of concentration of energy, focus, and attention on, it could be secret sorrows, self-undoing, limitations, restrictions, solitude, seclusion, an aunt, an uncle, even self-undoing, and also dealing with could be hidden adversaries as well, and even in focusing also perhaps on those less fortunate than oneself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, and the hungry. Given that this is Scorpio energy, is very interesting because this could be done with a lot of resourcefulness, a lot of guile, and especially weeding out hidden adversaries. Perhaps it could be done with a lot of passion and emotional intensity. Now, at this time, you might be feeling like a little bit of vitality and energy level, maybe a little bit less than usual because you're talking about the Sun and the 12th house being emphasized and highlighted. It could be a time being Scorpio energy, especially time to be kind of going through a little bit of a recharging period, maybe as far as your energy level goes. And also could be at this time, this could shine the light, so to speak, on a Scorpio hidden adversary. It could be a Scorpio Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Scorpio characteristics. And also perhaps even a focus or a concentration of energy on transforming the lives of those less fortunate than ourselves, such as people that are facing oppression, people that are homeless, impoverished, and the hungry. And anyway, people, well, the next thing up is, as far as November goes, the Sun will be in Sagittarius from November 22nd until the 30th. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on one's vitality, the physical body, especially if this is actually in the first house in one's natal chart, appearance, the outlook on life, new beginnings, a grandmother, even people prominent from your early childhood. And given that this is Sagittarius energy, a lot of this may be done with a lot of exuberance, enthusiasm, expansive energy, a lot of optimism, a lot of positive energy, but at the same time be careful because it could also be done with a lot of self-righteous energy and foolhardy energy as well. And it could also be at a time too, I wanted to go back to as far as well, why not go back? I want to talk about it as well. This could also be, in some cases, this could be an eye issue because, in some isolated cases, because the Sun rules either the left or the right eye, depending on gender. And you're talking about Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius doesn't do anything generally in small dose. It could be an expanded issue. Where one eye might appear enlarged, more bigger than the other for whatever, for whatever reason. I'm just throwing that out there. It's just something, as far as is a possibility. But again, this is very isolated, and it could be a time too where you have a very strong increased vitality and energy at this time. Sagittarius usually have a lot anyway, but given that you're talking about the Sun and the first house, it could be very strong at this time. And in a lot of your expanded energy, really with a lot of expansiveness as well, and positive energy that people are going to see readily on a first impression from you. Anyway, well, the next thing up is there will be a full moon in Taurus on November 12th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, this could manifest in a multitude of ways. This could be, in some cases, it could be about the revelation or unveiling of a Taurus health-related matter. Now, this could be very isolated, but a lot of this could be predicated and dependent on aspects this makes to points in one's chart. To say this, especially if this makes an inconjunct, say, to your actual ascendant, or an adverse aspect to your natal sun, This could increase that propensity. It could be like a throat or a neck issue. Um, it could be something with the vocal cords, anything that could be Taurus related. And and also too, when you're talking about full moons in astrology, they could represent completions and culminations of things. This could be about the completion or culmination of a Taurus like employment situation, such as doing work as a stockbroker in finance, accounting, architecture, agriculture, anything that could be Taurus related. It could also be a time too. When you're talking about full moons in astrology, it could be about a time where one becomes simply tired, exasperated, and full of something. This could be a time where someone simply becomes very irate, very tired, exasperated, or full at an overly obstinate, stubborn, unyielding, stolid, very impassive. Perhaps even it could be an aunt or an uncle, someone prominent in one's daily routine. It could be somebody at one's place of employment, or maybe and figures prominently in one's health life, such as somebody knows at a fitness center. Could also be the end of some kind of stubborn health related matter, or maybe some health regime that maybe you followed very persistently, but you may put an end to it at this time. Next thing up, there will be a new moon in Sagittarius on November 26th. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, this could manifest a number of ways. It could be about simply a Sagittarius, new beginning. You're talking about a new moon, and at the first, you're talking about the first house in astrology. This could be done, of course, with a lot of abundance of energy and enthusiasm. It could be a very strong Sagittarius new beginnings, such as something with sports or athletics, or something with the outdoors, or some cases it could be simply rekindling again, in Sagittarius new beginning, some other things I want to include something with philosophy, law, religion, translation. It could also be a time where you might simply be rekindling a Sagittarius connection from one's early childhood, or maybe even a connection with a grandmother. It could be with a Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Sagittarius characteristics. And it could also be a time where you begin to do something for the physical body with a lot of expansive energy, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of optimism and exuberance, as far as maybe becoming healthier or stronger, working out vigorously, doing so with a lot of that positive Sagittarius energy. And also becoming maybe even more positive, which might even start to do that in order to make better first impressions on others, or maybe starting a sporty maybe appearance at this time. Could be some ways that this can manifest and pan out. Now, the next thing up, Mercury will be in Scorpio. It's going to be retrograde from like the 1st till the 21st. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, you might be doing, really doing some deep, research in terms of maybe you're digging deep mentally, trying to figure out maybe people that might be your hidden adversaries and maybe we're posing as friends, or even if people are anonymously, if they're saying things about you online or something. This could be a time where you might be delving into those mysteries and trying to really weed them out. At this time, you might be a little bit less loquacious and talkative than usual at this time, Sagittarius, and especially being in very secretive Scorpio, could be a time where you're really just kind of not really talking really as much as you perhaps previously had, and really in your conversations maybe a little bit more limited to like 12th house people prominent in your private life. Could be an aunt or an uncle. And also it could be about very secretive conversations that you may be having. Just that really at this time, privacy, solitude, seclusion, and also about thinking perhaps about transforming the lives even of those less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, and the homeless. And given that this is retrograde for a good part of the month, you could be going back to some rather deep, probing, incisive, provocative conversations that might be connected with 12th house related things such as spirituality or the metaphysical, which of course could include astrology, 12th house people in general, an aunt or an uncle, or even just people that are prominent in your private life. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Venus will be in Sagittarius as far as November goes, from the 1st until the 25th. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, Sagittarius, this could manifest in just simply really strongly being about self-love and loving your Sagittarius qualities, loving the fact that you're very upbeat, exuberant, being that incorrigible optimist, being somebody that's philanthropic, that's expansive, that's exuberant, that it's about expanding horizons. That's very expansive and very jocular and jovial. At this time, if you're unattached Sagittarius, you may connect with a Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Sagittarius characteristics. And it may be somebody that might be instrumental in new beginnings. It may be somebody that really factors in your outlook on life, your really how you come across to others, that outer demeanor. Could be somebody also, and even at this time as well, this could be a time too where you might be spending some money on Sagittarius new beginnings. It could be something with maybe connection with the law, or something with translation, something with sports, the outdoors, athletics in general. And also at this time, you might find yourself valuing your own Sagittarius qualities at this time as well, or even valuing being very positive, being exuberant, upbeat, enthusiastic in terms of making first impressions on someone, and also the power of positive thinking, and also in starting new beginnings, perhaps as well, and valuing even philosophy and religion, perhaps in matters with people you knew perhaps from your early childhood, with a grandmother, even people that have been instrumental to you in new beginnings. Now, next thing up is as far as November goes, Venus will be in Capricorn from the 25th until the 30th. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, this could be about valuing consistency, discipline, structure, responsibility in monetary matters, and also about at this time, and even valuing, it could be about the enjoyment of consistently doing things in connection with your self-worth and your self-esteem. And also as well, if you're unattached at this time, Sagittarius, you may connect with a Capricorn sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Capricorn traits that might figure prominently in your monetary situation, your resources, possessions, your self-worth, self-esteem, how you feel about yourself. And it might even just simply be an older person that you may connect with that might be more instrumental in your financial situation at this time. And really as well too, this could be about also about really the enjoyment of doing perhaps Capricorn related things with people you generate money with. If you're friendly with anyone at that place, it could be playing some kind of business or political or government type board game or computer game, or even mountain climbing in some isolated cases, or even something with information technology, anything that could be Capricorn related. It could even be about, you're talking about Venus and Venus and the second house in astrology, and being in the fact that we're talking about Capricorn, could be also spending money on Capricorn related things at this time, such as dentistry, or something that's connected with business or politics, information technology, anything that could be Capricorn related. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment, and until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.